Okay, you guys, 7.5, we have properties of logs. Ooh, cat hair. I would recommend you guys taking the notes at the same time to help yourselves out. So you have 3 properties, and what we're going to learn is how to expand and how to condense logs. So just watch and take your notes. The first property is called the product property. And what we're going to learn today is how to expand. Okay, so the product property, for example, you're going to be seen or given log, remember, some base, and then it's going to be m times n. Okay, so that is when you have one log, it's multiplying. When I ask you to expand it, okay, you are going to be writing, so when you expand something, you're going to write multiple logs. Oops. So for example, you see 2 terms here. That's what I want you guys to see. You have 2 terms, so that's how many logs I should see. I should see 2 logs. So you're going to write log base b m. Multiplication, when you expand it, becomes addition. Log base b of n. Okay, just write that down. So that's your first thing. To go the other way, just so you learn, have an idea what we're going to do the next day, I see you, is condense. Just so you know, when you condense, you want a single log. But I'm not going to talk about that today. We're just going to do one thing at a time. So jot this maybe little note down for you. When you are when you multiply, when you want to expand it, it becomes add, and vice versa, which again we'll stress on the other day. So that's your first property. Second property is the quotient property. Okay, so I'm going to give you one log. So log base b, same thing. Let's do divide. Okay, so we're going to expand. Remember, the other way is condense. And when I expand it, what's going to happen again is you have 2 different terms. So you're going to have 2 logs, and you're going to subtract. Okay, so same thing, just so you're aware, you can use these notes when we do the next day, which is condense. When you guys have division, this marker doesn't work either, goes to subtraction. And you'll see how this is going to work. And then the last one is the power or exponent property. This one's, not that they're not all important, but people make mistakes in this one, so be careful. So something like this. Oops, you're going to start log base, there you go. So you're going to start like that. So you see you have an exponent. So try to think quotient is when you have the single, product is single, property, power, exponent is the single. When you want to expand, what's going to happen is your little exponent is now going to come to the front, and it's going to be multiplied. Again, vice versa when we do the next day. So if you want to think exponent goes in front. Okay? And one more thing before we start to do our examples. When we expand, so the idea of expanding is you are going to take the one log that you are given. So you're going to be given something, and we are going to write each term. So that's, make sure you understand. This is how many logs you're going to have. If you have 3 terms, that's how many logs you have. I don't know if you have 5, you have 5 logs. You take each term, write each term as the sum if it came from product. I'll just go like this. Or the difference if it came from a division of logs with no exponents. You should never see an exponent when you expand. Hence, this is the expanded, no exponent. Okay? Okay, so that's pretty much all you have for your notes. And now we're just going to take a look at a bunch of different examples for us. Although I did a bunch of examples, and I just want to make sure so 6, 7. All right, let's just see. All right, so let's start to do some examples, you guys. And that's that's pretty much your lesson, but it's so new for you that you guys need to see what this looks like. Okay. Just make this a little bit better, sorry. Okay, so your directions are going to say, there's a few things I want to do. It's going to say expand the following. Or it could say write an equivalent expression. And then I'm going to write this, simplify if needed. And again, that'll make sense in a moment. All right, so let's just do a bunch of examples to show you how this works. So first problem, if I write log base b x to the 6. Okay, I want us to expand. So for this one, oopsie, all you're working with is that. So you have one term and you have an exponent. Exponents go to the front, so it becomes 6 times log b of x. That's it. Just so you know, this is your exponent one. I'm just going to write one of each, and then I'm not going to write it again. Done. That's your final answer. Okay, we're just doing one of each to kind of get us going, and then I'm going to put multiple things in here. As always, we go from a little bit of basic to a little more work. Okay, so I want to expand that. Well, here you guys go again. This is what we're working with. How many terms do you see there? 1, 1, 2. 2 terms, 2 logs. So you got a log. Oh, actually, I should fix this. So not only do you have 2 terms, you want 2 logs, but bing, 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 you have an exponent. So I did it again. You have an exponent, so the exponent has to come to the front. So I did 2 things at a time. So watch. Exponent comes to the front, 3 log a of x. All right, this goes together. And then you have multiplication. So when you expand from multiplication, it becomes addition. Bring the exponent to the front, and then your base. Okay, so just so you understand what this one is, this is an exponent, and then you have your multiplication, which goes to addition. There's that one. All right, number 3. Okay, so watch this one. Log, let's say, I'm not going to put a base. I don't need to have a base. If I don't give you a base, you do not give me a base in the problem when you expand it. That says x to the 4th, y 2/3. Okay, so you guys see 1, 2, 3. So that, oh, dirty. So that means you have 3 logs. So let's expand it. I need 3 logs. If you want, you can put the logs out, whatever. So first one, we got log 3. I have nothing in front because I don't have an exponent. Multiplication is addition. Exponent, 4 log x. Again, an addition because it's multiplication. Exponent, 2/3 log y. Done. Okay, next. Told you just need lots of examples, as always. All right, let's take a look at this one. I'm going to throw a little something in extra. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 3 logs if you want here. 3 logs. 3 logs. 2 logs, 1 log. That's what that means. It's how many logs you should potentially see. All right, let's start it. No exponent. So we got log m. Multiplication, addition, exponent. Okay, first we have an exponent. This is division. Division, go look at your notes, is subtraction. So now it's a minus exponent log p. So this has an exponent, just to jot it down, multiplication to addition. Oops, ran out of room. And you guys see, oops, division goes to subtraction. Okay, keep going. 5. Normally it'd be me, you. So, but I'm going to skip a little bit. So let's do log 5 x 3y over the square root of z. Okay, so first of all, we don't like the way that looks. You have to replace the square root. What's another way to write the square root? What exponent is the square root? The square root is 1/2. Oh, there's your exponent. So this is just like this. Let's count it. 1, 2, 3, 4. You better see 4 logs on your paper. First one has no exponent. It's multiplication, so it's addition. Sometimes I like to circle so my eyes don't forget. Then you have an exponent. Multiplication, addition, nothing. Division, which is subtraction, exponent. And you are done. All right, so I'm going to save that one for a moment. So we're going to go back. I see what I did. Oh. Why did I not? Oh, there we go. Okay, so that should make sense for you guys. I can keep doing them, but I'm guessing you should be getting them. So watch this next one. This one's a little different. So I'm going to write log, oh, backwards. Where am I looking? I don't remember. Okay, 10x to the 4th over 3y squared. Because there's a few ways you guys can do it. I'm going to show you both. You choose the way that you would want to do it. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 logs. Okay, so first normal. I'm just going to circle because, like I said, I like to remind myself. Log 10, multiplication, addition. Oops. Well, first, love how I said that as I forgot it. Now, you have 2 options here. Actually, I'm going to make it 1 option so you guys don't make a mistake. Since this is being multiplied, I want you guys to go minus, because obviously we're in division, and I want you to put these 2 in parentheses. So let me write it. So it'd be log 3. Now, you subtract, this whole thing is in the denominator. This is multiplication, okay? Which means it's addition. Oops. Right? So multiplication, addition, put the parentheses around it. You have to. I guess I'll give you guys both options. Or here is another way you guys can do it. So the numerator is the same. Because I guess if you had multiple choice, you can see it either way. Now, you could think this way. Both of these numbers are in the denominator. So when they're both... both of these numbers are being divided. So if they're both being divided, then what I could do, division is subtraction. You guys could do it like this as well. And hey, these are the same because look, if you distribute negative, that becomes a negative. If you distribute a negative, it becomes a negative. So they both are the same, so be aware, it doesn't matter to me. So just understand, you have two options. If you want, you can put the whole denominator, which is your dividing, in parentheses, but then you got to give that plus. Or what some of you might like to do is this one. Anytime something's in the denominator, it's being divided. Divided. So if it's being divided, always put a subtraction. So I think maybe this one might be easier for you guys. You guys can do either one. Let me show you one more before I try one other thing, where I show you the next thing. So just so you understand, I can also throw the letters or the ln in it. Okay, ln and log, you're going to learn when I get back, are the same thing. So just write ln, it's the same thing. Okay, so ln of 4a over 3b squared. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So instead of writing 5 logs, I should see 5 ln's. So look, I can go ln of 4 plus ln of a, because it's multiplication. Now I'm going to stick with the bottom. I don't care which way you guys do it. I can say minus ln of 3, this is in the denominator, minus 2 ln b minus ln c. Remember, I don't care. Otherwise, you would have put, I'll just write it in case some of you guys like it. You can then say, okay, all of these, but we're adding them all. Totally your call. But I think this one is easier. Just say whenever you're dividing, it is a minus. Okay, so that's your first thing. Hopefully that was pretty easy. Now, what I can ask you to do, we're just going to do 2 more before I show you one other thing. This is what I meant when I said you can also simplify after we expand. So watch this one. Log base 3, the square root of 9x. Okay, so watch how this one is done. So first, let's fix this. Log 3, well, this whole thing is being raised to the 1/2. Okay, so let's give everybody the 1/2. So we're simplifying this. So this becomes log base 3, 9 to the 1/2, and x to the 1/2. You should, and you should know, and I want you to calculate what is 9 to the 1/2. Remember, 9 to the 1/2 is the same thing as square root. So this now becomes log base 3 of 3 x to the 1/2. Okay, let's expand this. So multiplication. So I got log, nothing's here, so just that one. Log base 3 of 3 plus 1/2 log base 3 of x. I just drew a blank. Now, you should know this, and I guess eventually in time, you will be familiar with this. You should know what this equals. If you're like, I don't get it, well, look, remember what we did the other day, and you'll start to pick up a pattern. If I set this equal to x, right, we learned this for evaluating, and you do this, 3 to what power is 3? The answer is 1, right? Remember, 3 to anything, 3 to 1 to anything is the anything. So please make sure you're aware. If you want, I'll put it right here. You can have log a of a. As long as they are the same, it equals 1. So maybe make note of that. There you go. So this answer becomes 1 plus 1/2 log 3 of x. Done. One more problem like that, and then I'm going to show you your last 2-ish things. Okay. Log base. So it's this similar thing. 3 9x squared. A lot of times this works, if you have a base of a number and you can kind of play around with it. So let's expand it. Right, so you have base 9 plus 2 log 3 of x. Well, let's take a look at this one again. If you were to write it equals x. Okay, so we got 3 to the x equals 9. What does that equal? X equals 2. So you know this is 2. Replace it with 2. These are a little more of the challenging ones. Answer. Okay, now we're just going to do one more thing. And then that is it. I wonder why that's on that page. I don't know. All right, last thing, you guys. Okay, so you have something like this for your homework, so I wanted to make sure we went over it. So the question's going to say, write in terms of ln of 2 and ln of 3. So that means your answers need to be in terms of it. It's okay. I know it's weird. Let me explain it. Here is our first one. ln of 6. So what I want to do is I can only use 2 and 3. That's it. So all you can do is whatever I give you here, this is the only numbers I can work with. Well, how can I use 2 and 3 to get to 6? I can multiply them. So what you want to do first, this is like getting blurry every once in a while, is rewrite. So the first step is I am going to rewrite this using my 2 and the 3. So I have ln, go like this, of 2 times 3. So first step, we can say rewrite using only the numbers given in the problem. All right, whatever numbers I give you up top, you're going to rewrite them. And then your second step now is to expand. So how do we expand this? Well, multiplication, you guys know, becomes addition. Okay, one more of these before we go on to your last thing. So watch this one, ln of 4 over 27. First, you have to rewrite using it. So let's do one thing at a time. Well, how can I rewrite 4? You can write it as 2 times 2, or I can write it as 2 squared. Think of the properties that we have. We have multiplication, division, and exponents. Okay, over, well, how can you get me to 27? 3 cubed. There you go. That's done. Double checking. Yep. Now let's expand it. Exponent, exponent. So we got 2 ln 2. Division, subtraction, 3 ln 3. Very last thing we're going to do. The question's going to say use property of logs, so it's similar, to rewrite, one more step after this, in terms of log 3 and log 4, and, so there's another step in addition to what we did up here, evaluate. Now, I am giving you this, knowing that log 3 is approximately, you still don't need a calculator, 0.0477, and we're going to say log 4 is approximately 0.602. So what you're doing is you're just going to then do what we did up here and then replace. So you're going to give me a final number at the end. Okay, so here we go. Question 1. Easy one first so you guys understand. Here we go, what we did before. So we want to be able to get it. So you have a 3 and a 4. Well, beautiful. The first one's already done. We have a 3 and a 4. So expand. What's division? Subtraction. First, we expand. Now, we have exactly what we wanted, so you always want that. Replace log 3, they want me to replace with this. Log 4. And then answer. That's it. We're going to do 2 more and you guys should be okay. I think 2 more. Yeah. No. Whatever. Log 36. This one requires you to to probably think. What can I do to get to 36? Hopefully maybe you say 9 times 4, which is 3 squared times 4. That will take you a few moments to think. Expand, exponent, 2 log 3, multiplication, addition, log 4. Replace log 3. Replace log 4. And you get okay, the very last one, which I didn't do the answer for, so we're going to all do it together. Last one, you guys. Log base 20, or log of 27, 12. Let's get this. Okay, so thinking has to come into play. How can I make, well, you should know how to make 27. 3 cubed. That's easy now. 12, 4 times 3. That should be pretty simple too. Let's expand it. Okay, so here we go. We got a 3 exponent. Log 3. Up. Division. So we got a minus. Log 4. I'm going to keep it like I told you. I like to then do minus log 3. Any divisions are minus. Let's replace 3 times 0.0477 minus. And I did not do the answer, so let's take a look at the answer. 3 times 0.0477 minus 0.602 minus 0.047. And here's what I get for my answer. Negative. There you go. So as you can see, it's a little tricky, but it's the same thing over and over again. These require some time, so definitely reference this when you guys are doing your homework. Just remember the properties, and your properties obviously are what we just did. You know, multiplication goes to addition, division goes to subtraction, and then the exponent comes to the front. Okay, that was your lesson for today. Next time I see you, we will go do the condensing. You have a worksheet that's attached to your classroom. That is your classwork. And then you guys are good to go. Hopefully you guys thought the lesson was okay. And somebody wants to say hello. I'm guessing maybe that's how you guys were for your whole lesson. I hope you guys weren't. Hope you were awake. All right, you guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.